40 days to the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Hashtag Stop Galamsey now still on. Good morning and welcome to the news at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana on X Spaces and Facebook. Coming up, joint police and military personnel deployed to Boku after some travelers are killed in a roadblock operation at the Boku Wale stretch. Also, attacks on one person shot dead in Cynthia Morrison's campaign team last night. We have details of that coming up shortly. And also, Finance Minister pushes for Parliament to be recalled to deal with pressing legislation and agreements as he expresses concern about impact of stalemate on the economy.
You don't want to undermine parliamentary processes, but you also have conditions to meet. This is why I want to support the call by the majority leader for Parliament to be recalled.
In business,
IMF board set to approve disbursement of $360 million to Ghana after it meets on December 2 this year for the country's third program review. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, St. Augustine's College clinched the last ticket to the National Science and Maths Quiz Grand Finale, kicking out Wesley Girls High School and Ghana National College.
St. Augustine's College, congratulations on winning the contest. Very well done. You have booked a place in the grand finale.
These are more with me, Mamiesi Nyamichetopsi. Stay for details. This morning, a joint police and military personnel have been deployed on the Boku Wale Road after some travelers lost their lives when gunmen blocked the Bolgatanga-Tamale Highway near Binsi, a community close to Wale, and opened fire. On Sunday, the armed men set up roadblocks in both Binsi and Wale town, stopping vehicles to identify potential targets. Well, the police have begun investigation into this incident, and my colleague Winston Amo joins me with a statement from the police. Winston, what does it say?
So the statement says the Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Armed Forces would like to assure the general public that they are working to bring security situation in Boku, the surrounding areas, and along the Bolgatanga Wale Tamale Highway under control. The statement continues that aside the police and military deployment in Boku and its environs, there's also a joint police and military deployment along the Bolgatanga Wale Tamale Highway to ensure security and manage vehicular traffic. The security agencies would like to once again assure the public that we are committed to maintaining peace, security, law and order in Boku and its environs.
Thank you so much, Winston. We'll definitely be checking up and following up on developments on this particular issue. Still on attacks, former Gender Minister Cynthia Morrison narrowly escaped an assassination attempt in Aguna Nyakrum Central Region around 7:40 p.m. Unidentified gunmen allegedly targeted his campaign team, but unfortunately missed, striking another instead. The attack occurred during a power outage in the area. Madam Morrison and her team swiftly sought refuge at a nearby police station to report the incident. Here's Alhaji Jibril Tanko, NPP Agona West Constituency Chairman.
Now the war attacking the castle starting from often day MP Cynthia Morrison plus or launching the campaign often the Nyapu. Yes, your convoy police escort or Maya Pine. They was starting from AAP in the can was a war attacking. So me made the last person a more convoy. The war were here mechanic Fifi. And now because to one make a piece no piece the way airport yes also by attacking. Obaka Nyankopon kasa yere actually. And yes and me as a chairman no as necessary of one crime so no damn. And to unfortunately yet here say yen na sara coordinator yen no kasa see like o ma bonitu from St. Morrison the camp ma and say ya hospital ma ayin ma war fe ni popo Accra.
So you heard there Alhaji Jibril Tanko, NPP Agona West Constituency Chairman, explaining how the incident happened, and then one person in their campaign team shot and has been referred to a hospital here in Accra to seek treatment. We'll be following up on this incident and bringing you updates on Joy News. Now, Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam says the Finance Ministry strongly backs Majority Leader's push for parliamentary recall to deal with legislation and other agreements. Now, the minister noted that the current statement could have serious impact on the economy if some drastic measures are not taken. Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam spoke at a news conference in Washington, D.C. in the United States on the sidelines of the annual IMF World Bank meetings.
We know that there are problems in Parliament. Somebody was asking me outside, how does the suspension indefinitely of Parliament affect the business of government? So this is one of the effects it will have on government business, because we were expecting that Parliament will approve this renegotiated agreement so that the settlement between us and Senate Power and Amandi will come into force. But here's the case. Parliament is not in session. We continue to say that democracy is expensive. And this is one of the costs of democracy, because you don't want to undermine parliamentary processes, but you also have conditions to meet.
Well, the Finance Minister has also accused the Sogli Power Plant of bad faith over their decision to shut down its power generating plant of a debt owed by the ECG. Now, the independent power producer earlier this month shut down its operations because it had not been paid over $259 million. And still at this conference, the Finance Minister has been talking about the issue with Joy Business Editor George Riafi.
Speaking at a news conference in Washington, D.C., USA, Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam raised concerns about a Sogli power plant exercising bad faith over debts owed by the listed company of Ghana.
I had meetings with Asogli and we agreed that we will pay, but we wanted them to sign the settlement agreement because this is one of the terms of the agreement. They said no, we should pay before they sign. But if it is part of the settlement agreement, why should I implement an agreement that has not been signed? And so people behave as if we as a country, we don't know our right, especially when election is closer. Everybody.
And you heard the Finance Minister, Mr. Adam. Now, former Majority Leader and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, has revealed that if he were the current Majority Leader in Parliament, he would have consulted the Speaker and Minority Leader regarding the ongoing tussle in the House. This comes after the Speaker declared the seats of 4 members of Parliament vacant, following the decision to file nominations to run as independent candidates in the coming elections. Speaking to a yet-to-be-end interview with Evans Mensah, the former Majority Leader stated that he intends to engage the current Majority Leader, Alexander Fenyumakin, on steps to address the situation.
So nothing can take the place of engagement. And I don't know to what extent my colleague did it. And if he was purposed to do it and brushed him aside, I don't know.
When you hear, because it took a preemptive step in the Supreme Court.
Yes. I knew that if it came to Parliament, but when Parliament resumed, these things would play out. So maybe if I had been around, I would have consulted the leaders themselves, the minority leader. We talk, we chat. But even today, I was minded this evening to engage him.
Away from that, in our latest episode of Streets of Despair, Sweetie Apochi takes us deep into the heart of demonstration, where a family bound by circumstance rather than blood has created a fragile sense of home. There's more on this following in the report.
Accra, a city that never sleeps. While most of us retreat to our homes, the streets tell a different story. But the night brings danger. And 17-year-old Samira shares her daily fears with me.
Sleeping on the street is very difficult because sleeping here, scammers, thieves, they are moving on us all around, all night and all day. So some people have been stealing our things, and we don't know. We are just managing to do that until we go. It's just by the grace. It's just God. God gift. God just protects us.
These children here, too young to understand their plight, also find happiness in the little things. They look forward to the night because it is a time for games, laughter and storytelling, an escape from reality when they have the lorry station to themselves.
And just before we go, St. Augustine's College clinged the last ticket to the National Science and Maths Quiz Grand Finale, kicking out Wesley Girls High School and Ghana National College. Jacqueline and Sumayabo has more.
In the last semi-final contest, Ghana National College surged ahead in the opening rounds, sparking hope among their supporters. But St. Augustine's College turned the heat up and took control, breezing through the remaining rounds with an impressive lead.
Wesley Girls High School has 37 points. Ghana National College has 49 points. St. Augustine's College has 52 points.
And that's how we end this morning's bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Electoral premium fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Electoral they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Electoral is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Electoral. Choose Electoral, choose quality.
Hey, we see you speccing your car, taking that trip, chilling on the beach. Charlie, now we want to see this become your story. Simply use your ABSA card 10 times or more and you'll be entered into a monthly draw where you stand the chance to be among 5 lucky winners to take home 40,000 Ghana cedis. The more you use your card, the more entries you'll receive. Earn an extra entry by using the ABSA app or internet banking 5 times or more. No ABSA card? Don't worry. Visit the nearest branch for an ABSA account or card today and make winning part of your story. Promotion is between 1st July and 31st October. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Your preferred retirement partner, Apex Trustee, offers you an unmatched pension administration service that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. Our Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme will help you achieve financial peace of mind during retirement. Apex Trustee provides employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes, seeking to outsource the day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund schemes. Start the quality lifestyle journey you envisage for your retirement now. Call us on 0504 368048 or 0256 793330. Apex Trustee, a joyous retirement begins here.
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
We have a new leader in town. BRNT. Amafo. Me don't want to see baby. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Teacher,
don't tell me that Yao is not in school today too.
Please, that's why I'm here. He was diagnosed with malaria.
Oh my, that boy is missing a lot in class. Don't you have treated mosquito nets? It is the most common and effective means to prevent malaria. I can't.
Madam, we now have the new cheated net.
Really?
We all sleep under it.
The new nets. Speedy recovery to him.
Avoid malaria. Get insecticide-treated net and sleep under it every night and throughout the night. And remember, there's also the new insecticide-treated net. Highly resistant, strong, and is just as effective.
Let's come on board Good Life and protect against malaria. Good Life, live it well, it's an everyday thing. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service and partners with support from the USAID.
Malaria away, Good Life, live it well.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi, you mean omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
At your service.
Hey, the champion, the Odogu, the Chamai, the energy reporter of the year.
Oh.
Hey!
I actually thought you were going to sing St. Augustine's anthem.
Oh.
Because that's...
You let us give what belongs to Caesar to Akpafu. Charlie, congrats.
Thank you, Kojo.
The whole country.
Congrats to all.
Massa. Congrats
Everyone.
to you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you to all the amazing colleagues here at Joy Business.
Yeah.
Joy
Thank
News.
you to the amazing. Akpafu is the energy reporter of the year at this year's Ghana Energy Awards. Thank you. Papu champion.
Next story.
Oh, Massa. Oh, but you must feel quite fulfilled. It was well deserved, wasn't it?
Thank you. Yeah. Fulfilling.
I mean, you do a great job here. There's no doubt about it. And of course, we've all been paying attention to your story. So nobody is surprised that for this year, there is no better energy reporter than you, Charlie.
Thank you.
You do all.
Next story.
Oh, we will come back to this later. But you, for now, dear, I'll give you a small break.
Yeah, but it was a mixed weekend for me.
Oh, was
Prisek,
I know. Look, I'll tell you what. Prisek has always been the one to beat, right?
Yeah.
Coming into this competition, I think the Ogasco boys must have really been dreading the Prisek encounter because you guys, I mean, you've set a standard for yourselves, and this year I had no doubt you would be in the final. It's unfortunate and strange that, I mean, of all the schools that would kick you out, Kotokraba, SHS 1 and 2 or whatever they call themselves would be the ones. I mean, I'm
what paid the power was when I saw on social media somebody say Prisek has been denied. The play on the web 9.
Yes, denied. Yeah,
but delay is not denial.
And
I think we are going to throw our weight behind St. Augustine's.
I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious because as for Kwabuchedi, I mean, they won't beat Keta.
My big brother is an old infant swimster, so.
Oh, is he?
The trolling has been massive. So.
Nobody is perfect. Anyway, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters. Now for the Joy Business Report, brought to us by Omnibisic Bank at your service, Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature, and Yak Decor, crafting comfort, designing dreams.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, IMF board set to approve disbursement of $360 million to Ghana after it meets on December 2 this year for the country's third program review. Also coming up, Sunan Asogli Power finally makes U-turn and agrees to sign debt restructuring deal with government, a move expected to result in resumption of operations. Plus, Bank of Ghana moves to properly regulate banks and other financial institutions, outsourcing most of its services to third parties. We'll tell you more. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daryl Kwan. Hello to our friends listening from Kof Radio on KT Radio. Also later in the bulletin, government records oversubscription of treasury bills for third consecutive week, but at the expense of rising interest rates. First though, the IMF is set to approve and disburse some $360 million to Ghana in the coming weeks. This will happen after its board meets on December 2 this year to approve a staff report on the country's third program review. Here's George Jaffe with more from Washington, D.C.
Speaking at a news conference in Washington, D.C., USA, the Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, noted that government optimism is influenced by the fact that it has met all the requirements needed for the board to meet on Ghana.
This was the first time Ghana met all the targets in a review. We expect the IMF Executive Board to meet on Ghana's third review with an immediate release of the fourth tranche of $360 million upon successful completion of the review at the board level.
The Finance Minister has also been talking about how this move could impact positively on investor sentiments and the stability of the local currency.
In addition to what the bank has already accumulated in reserves, respecting these flows certainly will help in stabilizing the cedi further into next year.
Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam also revealed that he believes that Ghana may end the year outperforming the 4% projection by the IMF on growth outlook.
We are still confident that with the levels of investment we have made, so this is why we are confident that we'll outperform even the revised by the fund.
The Finance Minister is also proposing private sector participation in Electricity Company of Ghana to deal with the challenges facing the institution. He's also revealed that it might be difficult to come up with timelines for concluding the debt negotiation deal with the commercial bilateral creditors.
George Affair with that report from Washington, D.C. in the U.S., where he's been covering the annual IMF World Bank meetings. Meanwhile, the IMF is asking Ghana to be strategic in getting a good deal from commercial bilateral lenders. The country is currently engaging creditors to restructure some $2.7 billion. Abebe Selassie is director of the African department at the IMF.
Fast progress, which is really, really welcome. But there remains a significant amount of debt that needs to be agreed on, consistent with the parameters of the program with non-Eurobond commercial creditors. And we hope that progress can be made on that in the coming weeks or months. I think the government needs to stay strong and make sure that it gets the best deal that it can for the people of Ghana, and they do so.
Abebe Selassie, director at the African department of the IMF. Now, Sunan Asogli Power has finally agreed to allow government restructured debts owed them. This has led to the independent power producer agreeing to sign up to the proposed settlement terms for paying the debts. Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam discloses during a media engagement in Washington, D.C.
And so by going ahead to shut down, they acted in bad faith. This is not how partners work together, particularly when it involves financial negotiation. So they shut down. We continue to produce power. I was informed only yesterday that they are ready to sign the settlement agreement. And so we've instructed ECG to go ahead and sign. That should help in normalizing our relationship so we can move on. And so by signing that agreement will also mean that debt IPP is also done as far as the restructuring is concerned.
You had the finance minister there, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam. Meanwhile, the African Center for Energy Policy is linking the challenges facing the energy sector to lack of effective leadership rather than investment. The center maintains that unless this issue is addressed, the sector will struggle to find its feet. Here's Executive Director Ben Boache.
We always talk about investment. We need investment. But even when you put in the investment, the situation worsens. So it tells you that the problem is more of leadership and the commitment to deal with the problem than actually money. When PDS came, they didn't put in a dime. They only took the asset of ECG and the people of ECG, and within 2 months, they had more than doubled the revenue that was coming in without doing any investment. It tells you that it was more of an attitude and leadership in addressing the revenue challenges than actually investment. ECG workers who would go to a business has consumed maybe say 2 million cedis worth of power producing things, and instead of paying their bill, they go and destroy the meter, and then they call it abortion meter, and then they give them a new meter, so they don't get to pay the bill. So it's actually management that is crippling the power sector, and then the budget is sacrificed to actually take care of. And that's why we have questioned it. I mean, ECG has actually become the galamsey on Ghana's budget.
Ben Boache, Executive Director, African Center for Energy Policy. Now, the bulk oil storage and transportation company BOST has indicated that it is working on measures to ensure environmentally friendly petroleum products by improving the gasoline mix by adding ethanol. When achieved, this is expected to significantly reduce carbon emissions. Speaking at the 8th Ghana Energy Awards ceremony held in Accra, Chief Executive of BOST, Edwin Provincial, noted that the move, which is expected to commence in the short to medium term, will form part of efforts geared towards reducing carbon emissions and contributing to Ghana's vision of achieving clean and modern energy by 2030.
Yeah, I mean, energy transition has come to stay. It is true that we definitely will be getting off hydrocarbons in the near future. And so currently what we are doing is we are trying to align to the government's clean energy directive. So as we speak, we are embarking on a project to blend gasoline with ethanol in the short run to ensure that we increase the octane number of the ethanol and then reduce the carbon emissions. In the medium term, we hope to go into liquefied gas, compressed natural gas and LPG to ensure that the transition fuel, Ghanaians will have the transition fuel to power their energy needs. So in the short to medium term, that's what we're going to be embarking on.
All right, amongst the award winners under the review was Boss Edwin Provincial. We just had him, and Anakia Ejewa of the Petroleum Commission, who won the CEO and Female Energy Personality of the Year. Now, the Bank of Ghana has revealed that it is in the final stages of coming out with regulations to properly guide banks and other financial institutions on outsourcing of services. Now, according to the central bank, it wants to ensure that it moves quickly to lessen the associated risks this action could bring on the banks and even their clients. This announcement was contained in the Financial Stability Review report released by the bank. Now, for the third consecutive week, the government recorded an oversubscription of its treasury bills. However, it came at the expense of rising interest rates. According to the data from the Bank of Ghana, the government got 4.42 billion cedis from the auction of the short-term instrument as against a target of 3.98 billion cedis. Here's more.
All the bids tendered for the auction by investors were accepted by the government. About 72% of the bids came from the 91-day bill. A total of 3.18 billion cedis were offered for the 3-month bill. For the 182-day bill, 957.67 million cedis were tendered. A little over 276 million cedis were offered for the 364-day bill. Meanwhile, interest rates continue to surge on the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill went up by 25 basis points to 26.19%. That of the 182-day bill was 27.29%, as against 27.03% the previous week. The rate on the 364-day bill was, however, up by 24 basis points to 28.97%.
On the stock market, 3 firms, including Standard Chartered Bank, are expected to witness increase in their share prices this week. This is due to outstanding bids above the market price. Let's now hear from Grace Munayan of Data Bank Research.
Last week's trading closed on a positive note, incited by price gains in 7 equities. The stocks were New Gold, Total Energies, Fan Milk, Ecobank Transnational Incorporated, Republic Bank Ghana, MTN Ghana, and Ben's Oil Palm Plantation. In contrast, Cal Bank and Atlantic Lithium closed as the laggards for the week. Outweighed by the gains, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index advanced by 0.50% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 39.58%, whereas the Data Bank Stock Index gained 0.51% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 37.51%. Market turnover for the week declined by 7.7% to 12.9 million Ghana cedis from the exchange of 801,810 shares across 22 counters. New Gold emerged as the most traded counter, accounting for 98% of the aggregate turnover. On outlook for this week, We tip the share prices of Standard Chartered Bank, Total Energies and Bensoil Palm Plantation to increase due to outstanding bids above market prices. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Munanyun of Data Bank Research.
Thank you, Grace. Let's wrap up with a look at the markets this morning. On the currency market, the dollar going for 16 cities 80 pesos. Wow, that's the rate the forex bureaus are offering to their clients this morning. The British pound 21 cities 40 pesos, the euro 17 cities 90 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil dropped marginally to $72 a barrel. Gold trading at $2,735 an ounce after losing about $12. Cocoa increased by $65, selling this morning at $6,310 a ton. There is more news on our website, myjoyline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson and the team.
Yeah. Today I picked a song that I know you like.
Okay.
You love Kirk Franklin.
Oh, yes,
you?
I do.
Yeah. I think
Samuel Dam is smiling. He loves Kirk Franklin too.
Yeah. I think this might be one of my favorite Kirk Franklin songs. It was recorded live in front of a big audience, right? But it sounds better than most people's studio work, right? And you know, it starts with like applause and all that. So you can tell that he's like walking up onto the stage and people are going crazy. And then he says his, typical line at the beginning.
Okay,
and everybody,
I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away. I want you to recognize it even from the cheers. Here we go. Do you know it yet?
Hear you make some holy
Wait.
We have to do this again.
Listen. I've just got feedback that somebody loves the way this song begins, right?
What happens if you had an ocean of infants to pay?
Unfortunately, I mean, it's a pity. It's a pity. But just because his school is going to lose this week, I decided that I'll bring this back for him because he loves the way the song begins. Of course, we're talking about our fearless leader, Kwesi Chum. Chief. This one is for you. Enjoy. Here we go. That beginning that you love so much.
He's really crazy about how the song begins when Kirk Franklin says,
yes.
Let me hear you make a Holy Ghost crazy
noise. Listen, here it is.
Let me hear
Your weekend?
Oh, by God's grace, we survived. Worried about cost of living crisis, worried about all of the other things happening and affecting the poor, disadvantaged in our society.
Are you worried about
vulnerable? What's that?
Kabuchi.
Oh, no. I have never been a fan of young people's engagements. There are more important and urgent matters of state that I care about. I am not a man who spends quality time thinking about.
You are not a man who spends quality time. You are not a man who spends quality time.
Is that not the
because you have been
time?
Because you have been denied. Your school has been denied. So now you are not a man who does what? Massa. Just accept. And how you let Kotokraba SHS beat you?
Let's get to the drive safe.
Thank you so much for moving on to more urgent and relevant matters of state.
It's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group.
Since the beginning of the year, 2,000 people have died on our roads.
Superior quality.
Yes.
And the tip today says slow down. Look, part of being a defensive driver is driving at a safe speed.
We pray for traveling mercies for the Presec boys.
Driving means. Can I finish?
Yes, I'm listening to defensive driving.
Defensive driving means always being aware of the current speed limit and following these laws.
Very important.
We can now learn how to say it right, and it's brought to you by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Societe Generale Bangana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
It's Monday. Let's learn a new word. Limerence. 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 An obsessive, delusional infatuation with someone or something. Now, this word has the most interesting origins. It was coined as recently as 1977 at a conference in Swansea, Wales, my second hometown, by a visiting American psychologist called Dorothy Tenov, who was looking for a word to describe a psychological disorder in which the sufferer has strong delusions of romantic love. When she proposed the word limerence, everyone at the conference wanted to know its etymology. Dr. Tenov said it has no roots whatsoever. It looks nice. It works well in French. Take it from me. It has no etymology whatsoever. Now for the fun part. Can you use limerence in a sentence? I'll give it a go. Since Angela smiled at me, I have been walking around in a state of dazed and glassy-eyed limerence. You like that? Okay, well, try forming some sentences of your own with it. I have no doubt you will say it right.
Something more.
All right, okay, so that's it. That's how to say it right. Limerence. Oh, nice word. Okay, let's do the news review now, brought to us by Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, and Access Bank, more than banking. And of course, before we get into the headlines, we are joined by another, unfortunately, defeated Presecant, who happens to be enjoying some nice, cool weather in Washington, D.C. right now. George Riafe. George, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kojo. I don't know whether I can hear me live and clear.
Yes, we can hear you clearly. It's good to have you with us.
There's a bit about whether I'm worried or not. Just like what Raymond said, we moved on. I mean, listen, we still have the record as having won the championship how many times?
8 times.
Augustins and Boku are still struggling to actually attain.
Trying to get
in terms of there's no basis for comparison.
There's only one. Okay, I appreciate your I appreciate your self-soothing comments. But there's no real, record besides being the West African champion, something you can never ever be. But how is the weather in DC? I see you are zipped up.
It has been quite cold over the past 2 or 3 days, and so we are surviving. As for the bit about fun, I bet to differ. It's been rough.
We understand. More from George in a minute when we get to the bit about what's happening with the IMF program. But right now, let's find out what's in the headlines.
Yeah, the Daily Guide is reporting this morning. We are winning the elections. Dr. Mahmoud Bamia there. And another one, Ayoko Boche is Commonwealth Secretary General. That's Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayoko Boche. She really campaigned hard for this one. Months of a lot of work on her. But she's Commonwealth Secretary General. And yeah, if you do not know, Commonwealth is when colonialism ended, we found a way to still keep in touch with our colonial masters. And the arrangement is that we belong to a group who are pursuing our Commonwealth. Yes. That's the intent as to whether we are anywhere close to it. But with Ayoko Boche as Secretary General, we shall achieve true Commonwealth.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. We believe that 100%. I don't like the look on
massive congratulations to her, though.
You see, nobody would be responsible for your development unless you are keen on developing.
Agreed.
So the consistent talk about this person nobody would help you.
And one of the initial stages of this recent conference, Ghanaians, some were worried. You know, the president has been on this give us reparation and kind of thing. They were really worried about the UK Prime Minister saying that, please, we have no reparation on the table, at least not now. I mean, well, anyway, but some people justify that, even in this century. Perhaps we should be keen on making sure that we cut the mess in our countries rather than relying on somebody and hoping that they'll help build a better state for you.
Look, if you want to find out why I say this, check the support you get all the time.
Yeah.
From these, foreign donors and in all the agreements, there are things that you don't really need.
That's true.
Okay, you are a developing country. So what is it that you need? You need to build your infrastructure. Okay, that's the most important thing. So you set up your infrastructure in place, and then you go on with the other things. Unfortunately, we are interested in laws, which is good. Policies, which is good.
And borrowing procurement.
Borrowing. However, the very things that we need, we don't get them.
Well, let me also bring you the other story. Very terrible story indeed. Woman arrested for selling baby boy. So this is a 35-year-old mother of 6. She gave birth 2 weeks later. She went to sell the baby for 300 Ghana cedis.
What?
Then she's been arrested. And I mean, what will drive a mother to sell a child that they've actually carried for 9 good months? I can only, and maybe sometimes you should explore the options too. There is something called postpartum depression. One of the signs is that it makes a mother feel like they hate the child or any of the other things can. But for a mother to, I cannot fathom how a mother would consciously, even when you already have 6, consciously set out to go and sell their 2-week-old. It beats my imagination of how this is realistic and possible. But well, the police is investigating. Some say she was targeting 3,000, then bargained to 300.
Oh my goodness!
And got arrested. The middle woman, another woman, was in the middle of the transaction. She's also been arrested by the police.
There was more than one person interested in seeing this happen.
Yes.
You know, I do have a little bit of understanding of postpartum depression, and you're right. It's something that should be considered in this situation. The only thing is that the desire to make a profit from it is the bit that postpartum makes you just want to be away from your child, just not have anything to do with this child. And I can understand why some mothers will abandon their babies on rubbish heaps and all that because of postpartum depression. But when you seek to turn a profit on it, there's something else going on. Anyway, that's a terrible story. We will see if we can find out a bit more about this and discuss it later on the show.
Yeah, let's get to the Ghanaian Times. And Magdan set to build a port to enhance marine transport and logistics. World leaders congratulate Shirley Ayoko Boche on her election as Commonwealth Secretary General. And tackling educational infrastructure, GETFund initiates 11,248 projects nationwide, 7,000 completed. over 4,000 at various stages, and Ghana World Bank signed $260 million deal to tackle energy sector inefficiencies. But one year that I am interested in, also because I am a farmer, says Oyster Agribusiness secures $2 million funding to expand operations in Ghana's agricultural sector. So Oyster Agribusiness, an innovative agri-tech company specializing in climate-smart agriculture, has raised $2 million in funding to expand its operations and deepen its impact on smallholder farmers across Ghana. So, Raymond, this is something that a young Ghanaian, still in his 30s, Edmond Combat, now he runs, and what he does is that he supports smallholder farmers. He also produces himself.
I know Edmond Combat.
Yes, currently.
He was SARS president at Legon.
Oh, yes, and then he went to Harvard and all of that. Currently doing something unique. He's at, I think, the largest supplier of sorghum to Guinness Ghana Brewery Limited. So he gets these funds, trains these small farmers, and then expands his own production. And by so doing, creating more jobs. Currently, he's impacted thousands of Ghanaian smallholder farmers, about 4,500 of them. I think that this is some of the things we should be supporting and be talking about. Because after all, when it happens like that, you see, all the monies that we're talking about stays in this country. And I am sure that very soon I would also be in a position to assist smallholder farmers. Okay, but congratulations to Oyster Agribusiness. I think it's something that we should celebrate.
Good stuff. All right then. Listen, let's engage George in DC for a moment and see if we can get the latest on the IMF World Bank meetings which are happening there right now. George, let's start with what the IMF says is our growth outlook here in Ghana.
Well, if you've been following development, there was first the World Economic Outlook report that actually projected about 3% growth rate for Ghana. Then the fund came back to say that it appears that that data wasn't based on current development in the economy. So they have to revise that data from 3% to about 4%. So it is more of they being polished about the economic outlook, and it's similar to what the World Bank has also projected in terms of what do they think about the economy going forward. So again, it falls in line with those who argue that the outlook is quite good for the economy going forward. If these two institutions are forecasting that growth is going to pick up strongly by the end of this year, Kojo.
Right. Okay. Now, what are they saying about recent celebrated efforts in our debt restructuring program?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, the IMF is more focusing on the bit about our engagement with the bilateral creditors and also the Eurobond holders, and even the current one that we are undertaking with the commercial bilateral creditors that sums up to about $2.7 billion. From the meetings that I have been privy to, and even the ones that I picked up after it ended, it appears that the fund itself was quite surprised about the timelines that we've been able to complete these discussions. And they were kind of giving Ghana some thumbs up in terms of how we've gone ahead to engage our external bilateral creditors, our Eurobond holders, and even the current one that we are undertaking with the commercial bilateral creditors. Even the fund is saying that we should be strategic in engaging these commercial bilateral creditors, like the Exim banks and all the rest, so that we get a good deal from these creditors in terms of what will end up at the end of the day when it comes to these debt restructuring, Kojo. If you had listened to the minister carefully in some of the engagement here, he was saying that when it comes to the Eurobond and the bilateral creditors, Ghana has been able to save some $12 billion. These are monies that government would have paid to these creditors if it hadn't entered into these bilateral engagement or more of moves to try and restructure these debts or these creditors, Kojo.
Yeah. Speaking of creditors, I mean, we're currently locked out of several markets because of our credit status. Is there still an appetite for investment in Ghana? What are investors saying?
Well, Kojo, these are engagements that I have personally done, and the appetite is strong now. This is based on the outlook of the economy and also certain measures that they claim that the IMF is now insisting or putting some pressure on government to undertake. So in terms of comfort, they have some comfort now in terms of the outlook of the economy. And based on that, even some investors here in America and even some bond market investors are now pushing to come into the market earlier than expected. So in terms of their interest in the economy now, and based on the fact that we are under an IMF program and the corrective measures is being undertaken, and that brings them some excitement. One can talk about our fiscal situation, especially the bit about election-related spending. Also, the bit about what is being done to correct issues in the energy sector. And I know you have some of the voices and the clips there about what the minister has been saying about the cash waterfall mechanism, the bit about restructuring the debt owed the independent power producers as well, and other reforms that is being undertaken, which the minister said that going forward, he thinks that we need a private sector participation in the energy sector. So some of these corrective measures that the investors think that is being instituted gives them some level of comfort that now they are sure that when they come into the market, in terms of the returns that they are looking for and those fiscal responsibility. Now, government is saying that every quarter they will be releasing our debt situation and the payments that are being made as well. A fiscal council being established to more of have that constitutional or more of giving some legal backing to check government when it comes to spending and all those things. So some of these reforms that is being undertaken under the fund program is giving some comfort to these investors, and it is like they now want to quickly come back to the market.
Right. Now, we know that the finance minister had a presser, Dr. Amin Adam. Give us a quick summary of what was shared.
So let's first start with growth and the bit about the IMF projecting that we would end the year at 4%. The minister even believes that based on what they have done, we would end the year growing far higher than the 4% that the IMF has projected. On question about how they have fared and whether the economy has recovered, well, he sought to make this argument that compare some 2 years ago, the numbers in terms of inflation, the CD and growth, and if you look at all these basic indicators and how are we fared now, he is of the opinion that the economy has indeed strongly recovered from 2 years ago, and it's now on a strong footing and even poised for some greater heights. There's a bit also, Kojo, about the timelines for reaching an agreement with the commercial bilateral creditors, and he was saying that he can't put any timeline because it's quite a tough negotiations. Now, Kojo, let's come to the energy sector and the issue about Asogli, where the minister sought to accuse Asogli power plant of exercising bad faith because he argued that they were in the middle of finalizing negotiations on these debt restructuring and payment. So for them to now turn the script, if I can use that expression, and then say that if government is not paying them X amount now, they are going to shut down the operations, that was not fair. Well, now the minister says that they've come back to the table, they've agreed to sign up to the terms for restructuring, and so that brings to three some of the independent power producers who've now agreed for their debts to be structured. There's also a bit about him saying that, work has already started this almighty cash waterfall mechanism, where now they're going to push hard to ensure that it is strictly enforced, an audit of the energy sector as well, and also going forward, there might be the need for private sector participation in ECG going forward to deal with the challenges facing that company. So these are some of the issues that he spoke about when it comes to the energy sector, and also signaling that on December 2, Kojo, the IMF board is going to meet in Ghana, and for a lot of people here in Ghana, it's about they approving that $360 million to Ghana and what that would mean to Bank of Ghana's reserves, and also going along to help with stabilizing the city. You heard in the morning today that the city for the Forex bureaus is going for 16 Ghana cities, 80 pesos. But critically, Kojo, for some, it is not just about the money coming from the IMF, but the signal that it was sent to our development partners and the offshore investors that, okay, the company called Ghana is now undertaking those strict reforms that will help stabilize the economy, and that gives them some comfort now that they can bring in the investment, they could bring back the investment and come back to the economy as well. And for him, that is the bigger picture than just the $360 million that will be approved in that day when they finish meeting and to be dispersed to the Bank of Ghana.
Okay. Now, he also said something about the effect of the shutdown of Parliament. What
I
were
mean,
his thoughts there?
he said they are pending legislations or regulations and even agreement. Key among them is the one that they've actually concluded with the independent power producers, and he's worried about the current development and the impact on the economy. The chair of the Parliament Finance Committee, who we engage in Washington D.C., also raised a similar concern that government business is stalling, and there are key legislations and regulations that should be passed, and therefore he supports the push by the majority leader, Afenyo Makin, that Parliament should be recalled as soon as possible to trash some of these issues. So, Kojo, this might be the wrap from the meetings and from Washington D.C. here in USA. Kojo,
that's fantastic. Thank you, George. We appreciate that, and of course, try and stay warm. And condolences to you and your Prosec brothers. George Jaffe there from the Joy Business team. Okay, then. We will remind you that our online review is usually brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Yenara India.
And Good Energy brings you Goyle Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Now, it's flowing wow at many Goyle stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Goyle Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Goyle Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimum fuel, and is suitable for most vehicles. As you journey the road, look out for Goyle stations with the Goyle Super XP sign and go fuel up your vehicle. Goyle Super XP, Ufilia, huh? Ubefili. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle. Yeah, dear.
Now, do you need funds for that major project you have been planning for some time now, or do you need funds to pursue your dreams? Zenith Bank has got you covered with a loan of up to 250,000 Ghana cedis. You heard right, a loan of up to 250,000 Ghana cedis at Zenith Bank. We always look out for your financial well-being. Open a Zenith Bank salary account today and have access to a loan of up to 250,000 Ghana cedis. Achieve your financial goals with Zenith Bank. Visit any Zenith Bank branch today to open a Zenith salary account today. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
All right, the story of the Agona West NPP Nasara coordinator who was allegedly shot the campaign clash at Nyakrum is on myjoyonline.com. You can go check it out, among other stories. Also a great one about Emigo Ghana and its CEO that donated October salaries to his team for winning a silver medal at the Joy Sports Invitational. It was a fantastic day out for the big companies, and we appreciate them all for turning up. Okay, then, I guess it's time now for, unfortunately, we're not able to bring you the BBC News. We do have a technical issue with the connection that we've been working on, and we will restore that service as soon as we can. We apologize. But it is sponsored by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
Charlie, today the matter will catch me. I received urgent order from my online store. Customer wants 10 pieces sharp. Hey, Mama Wahala be delivery. Stress so me too. I no get order in weeks. So then I make slow. Charlie, I decide to deliver this thing myself. Quiet. I was willing to trust my small tired car like that. But boy, I no even leave my area where the whole place full of snow. Engine kaput, pasca. As the boys they help me push the car off the road, where I look up and raise my head, where I see for Fidelity Bank billboard top. This too just be chapter Ebefa Mpa. Then Norma Vim come. Listen, I dog the sadness and find Okada fast. I deliver all the goods, collected my money, and even got referrals from this customer. Ebefa Mpa. At Fidelity Bank, we believe you can achieve your dreams. Believe with us, Ebefa.
I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms, so invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Go Oil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Go stations nationwide. Go Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Go Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Go Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Yeah,
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Doctors,
nurses,
barbers,
drivers,
bouncers,
friends,
teachers,
bankers.
You could be the luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
East, west, north, south, Obiama to be.
You could be the luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
Accra to Aga.
Let's go.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Doctors,
nurses,
barbers,
drivers,
bouncers,
friends,
teachers,
bankers.
Star 712 hash.
You could be the luckiest.
Win big! Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chest freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial star 920 star 888 hash. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status. The Zenith
SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680 884 or 0307 086 370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Let me go to Apple Music. I will get there actually.
Heaven number one right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in heaven.
He has heaven right here. But somehow I wasn't. I don't know what the temperature in heaven is, but it seems the opposite of hell. All right, well, this is the Super Morning Show on Joy. We're live everywhere. And if you're in the Volta region this morning, here are some choice stations you can pick to get a little bit of joy in your life. Jubilee Radio, Volta Premier, Amenuvebe FM, Sun City Radio, Lolonyo FM, Kekeli FM, Fafa Radio, Y Radio, Clenham Radio, Victory FM, Swiss FM, Shine FM, and Akbini Radio.
Now, Kojo, we need to appreciate the people who have already extended help and sponsorship to young people, the kids we are sponsoring in our Joy FM Safari Group Eco Champions Initiative. And some of these distinguished people include the CEO and MD of Safari himself, Mr. Samuel Afari, who his school, the Ayalolo SDA Basic School. That's Sami Odami cannot tell me where that school is in the Republic of Ghana. Shocking revelation, but really, he has actually put 50,000 on the table. See this cash, Kudi. There is also the board chairman of the Safari Group, Mr. Enes Jachi, and he's also making massive contribution and supporting and sponsoring. Then, my dear friend and brother to my right, ever distinguished Winston Amwan, is also making a massive support to the young people in Poho.
Yes.
And Kojo Yansi, your good self, perhaps the only benefit the people in your SAFO group will get is the extension that you are to the to the people of Cape Coast. This great support Yes, my name is on the list. As is expected, I am a man of the people. And David Masfuga is also part of those who are actually sponsored. And in Max Fuga's case, he has designated 50 kits for the support and the beneficiaries who are supposed to be there. Professor Peter Korte has already paid for 20 kits.
Solid man.
Yes.
Solid man.
By all standards and qualifications.
Yes.
And I actually admonished many in this republic that use your birthdays rather than spending on all of the other things you do on a birthday. At least, if for nothing at all, add this and God will bless you greatly. Now, there's Peregrine Properties too. And Kojo Peregrine is actually sponsoring 100 kits. There's also our pay company sponsoring 100 kits. Now, on the 15th of November, we shall launch big time at the Safari Group with the very first round, and it will be brutal. Now, yes, there's also Mr. Daniel Macaulay of the CEO of the Magdan Group, who is also extended sponsorship to young people. It is not too late, my dear friend, and also very distinguished people in corporate Ghana. It could be the company or you as an individual. You, all the years and the support your school has extended to you. You have not given them anything before. Even if they ask you for contribution, you don't want to contribute because you have difficulties in how it's going to be run. But this is a proper system where you can actually improve the lives of the future of this country by making eco champions. You know, some people, they appear on list, but every time they don't want to contribute.
You know,
yes, we are expecting that they will participate fully.
Yes.
You stop mentioning your names. I know.
Very soon we'll mention your names.
Yes. Good morning. Okay, I almost.
No. You hold on. Next week.
I should hold on
next week.
Yes, because I mean, we have to make sure you participate fully.
And let me say congratulations to the Joy Sports team and all those who participated in the Joy Sports Invitational tournament over the weekend.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was a
tournament.
big comeback for the tournament, wasn't it?
Evans Mensah were poto.
Oh yes, but I mean, Mufta was jogging and Evans Mensah stuck with him.
Can you believe that? The guy was playing with the team, but still Evans Mensah pretending to be some sprinter did not deliver.
Evans Mensah. Oh no.
Challenge.
Evans, you have to come for training.
So, I mean, imagine you now, you're already, vertically challenged, and then you're also carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
What does it mean by that?
I am not part of this.
The biggest head in politics.
Needless, what they call attack on people who are participating in a serious sporting event.
And he was hoping to win. Anyway, listen, we think it went fantastically, and we congratulate all the companies that turned out and had a great time with their teams. Well done to those who came out tops in all the disciplines. All right, now listen, today on the Super Morning Show, we're very interested in what the Afrobarometer is telling us this year. Okay, so in terms of their findings on corruption, it looks like the police, the presidency, tax officials, MPs, judges, magistrates are most widely perceived to be corrupt. 74% of Ghanaians say that the level of corruption in the country has increased either somewhat or a lot over the past year. Okay, and that's fewer than those who said that corruption had increased last year. Okay, only about a quarter, 26% of Ghanaians believe that people can report corruption without fear of retaliation. Right, that's fewer people who thought so than last year, about 4% fewer. So people are less and less convinced that they can report corruption in Ghana. And these are just a couple of the very interesting bits of data.
If I could add one or two, with barely 40 days to election, the trust in institutions like members of not the parliament stuff, the members of parliament is at an all-time low. In fact, the highest was in 2017, 58%. That's from 2012. The lowest is this year's 24%. Let's move it on to what they call it, the other groups that you'll be interested in. The trust in the presidency is also at an all-time low. The highest was in 2017, 73%, and this year is 28%. Now, the police, In fact, the police has been maintained between 2012 and 2024. So 28 and 28, there isn't any real change when it comes to trust in the institution police. But this is still their lowest ranking. I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes. The other damning one is the courts. Again, the court has slipped slightly from its lowest ranking ever in 2022, 36% to 35%. That's the courts. The Electoral Commission, again, has had its lowest ranking ever, 28%. Sometime in the year 2012, it was at 59%. We are talking about 28% now. We are going into an election 40 days from now. And
and we don't trust the EC
at
or
an all-time
the
low.
courts.
Yeah.
Right? Almost half of us don't trust the EC or the courts.
Anyway.
That is crazy. Anyway, we will talk about this and what the implications are, and there are many. So trust us, we'll bring it all to you. But I wonder what you think, okay? Why is trust for these two important institutions, the EC and the courts, at such a low? Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag JoySMS.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy.
Information at 2024, hosted by Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams at Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral, Dominion Arena. Join them from November 24 until December 1 for inspiring morning sessions starting at 9 a.m. and evening sessions from 5 p.m. Experience dynamic speakers, including Apostle Joshua Selman, Reverend Dr. Iswood Anaba, Reverend Dr. David Enchi, Apostle Isi Igenegba, and Bishop Dr. Bernard Ujiri Asari. Children's services are available every day from 5 p.m. If you want to know more, call 059-230-0069. Don't miss Impact 2024, your timely intervention. Watch it live on Dominion TV or just follow at Archbishop Nick and at Action Chapel GH on social media.
And this year's CompuGhana Cashback has been named as Prime Cashback Season, and it's packed with incredible deals and exciting surprises. Now, this Prime Cashback, CompuGhana is bringing you exclusive discounts, prime savings, and awesome surprises when you shop products from any of their branches nationwide. You can find products from your favorite brands like Samsung, LG, TCL, HP, Lenovo, Dell, Media, NASCO, Tecno, Infinix, itel, Huawei, and many more. Visit any CompuGhana branch nationwide and enjoy exclusive discounts on all products. CompuGhana has a wide range of IT-related products, mobile phones, and electronic products such as laptops, printers, desktops, mobile phones, tablets, televisions, fridges, home theaters, air conditioners, gas cookers, and more. What's more amazing is this year's Prime Cashback with CompuGhana has got great prizes with instant gifts and cash prizes for your shopping experience. When you shop at CompuGhana this season, be on the lookout for the surprise team, answer a question correctly, and win instant cash and gifts. You deserve this opportunity too. Rush to CompuGhana now. Promo runs from now till December. Visit CompuGhana.com or call 0302752020 for more information.
Now we know October is the month of checks. Toyota Ghana Company Limited, the sole authorized distributor of Toyota vehicles, genuine spare parts, and Toyota Motor Oil in Ghana, is pleased to announce an exciting service month dubbed Pink Service October as part of activities marking breast cancer awareness worldwide. Gentlemen, have you checked your breast for breast cancer? I'm not seeing you wearing the ribbon. Mostly when you do, they give you. Some.
Yeah. It's on course.
It's on course.
Insurance cover.
We are still.
We are
you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio, Tahir Fentio. Coming up.
The overall champions. The overall champions whose home overlooks the Iran here in Accra. With 4 gold medals, the highest for the gold of the medal table. Please put your hands together. So,
That's right. The atmosphere after the National Petroleum Authority emerged the overall champions at the Joy Sports Invitational, which returned with a bang at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday. The MPA took home 4 gold medals, proving unstoppable in the men's and women's table tennis events, the lawn tennis event, and the men's tag of peat, securing their well-deserved top position in the 15th Discipline Corporate Sports Festival.
the overall champions. The overall champions.
We didn't only see, we knew it was coming. What was that special thing you did? Well, we take sports seriously because sports helps us in our corporate world. So for us, sports is part of our culture. Sports is part of our DNA. And therefore, whenever we participate, we know that victory is going to be ours.
Yeah, of course, I'm excited among the disappointments and everything. But then we finally got the main trophy. That means among all things, we are still considered the best. So that was what we came for, and we had the best.
That's the MPA. Following closely in second position were debutants ARB Apex Bank, who placed second with 3 gold medals in the women's tag of peace, the women's 5-kilometer race walk, and chess. They also captured silver in the men's table tennis and bronze in the men's race walk, tallying 5 medals overall in the debut that promises a bright future for them in the tournament.
We didn't only see, we knew it was coming.
We won 5 trophies and we are first timing, so you can imagine how prepared we were. In fact, we had wanted to win the ultimate, but it just didn't happen. But we know inshallah it will happen next time we come around.
It's been hectic, but it's been worth it. We came here as early as 5 a.m. So you should know that we didn't come to play. By the grace of God, we won the medals, we have won the cup. At least. So next year, we want to assure you that we're going to get the overall cup.
Interesting. So Folder Ventures, on the other hand, made a remarkable impact by capturing 5 medals, including a gold and bronze in the women's 100-meter events. In other events, Jetlag Flight Support won the Scrabble competition, while host the multimedia group triumphed in arm wrestling without wasting ammo. Of course, they beat the Minerals Commission in the final. Sponsors Piva Beverages, they took the gold in the men's sack race event. Esca Security powered through the swimming, followed closely by Multi-Choice Ghana, who also showcased their gaming prowess with the win in the esports event. Magdan Group, they took home gold in volleyball, while Paywak Natural Health clinched the women's 5-kilometer race walk. Debutants Kosa Bright stole the spotlight by winning the football tournament, beating defending champions Emigo Ghana 4-3 on penalties. And yet, Emigo CEO, Mr. Stephen Eku, announced he was donating his October salary to his employees for this success. And now, for bringing infectious enthusiasm to the tournament, Adansi Travels were crowned Team Spirit champions, providing an unforgettable atmosphere and proving that their spirit is second to none. IS Evolution's Consults, their CEO Divine Tay won the CEO's penalty shootout, pipping the CEO of RMX alongside the shiny trophy. Both were also given shopping vouchers from Joy Sports Invitational sponsors Skechers. Tay attributed his victory to a camp at a secret location.
I think earlier on I told you during your visit the last time that we've gone to a hideout training seriously for this. We said we were going to win everything, but unfortunately it didn't go well in the football. So we determined that we are going to win this because we've been practicing this for so many times. Yes, it's been very interesting for us. This is our first time, so I think it's been fun from the very beginning. The
CEO of IS Evolution's Consults, speaking there after his victory. The women's penalty shootout was won by Sofoto Ventures, and the Belinda Intiamwa was the one that secured the victory for them. Now, a bit of good news for all the 29 companies who participated in the 2024 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. They've been awarded 20,000 Ghana cedis worth of airtime each from the multimedia group as recognition for their involvement in this year's competition. Here's the multimedia group's head of sales and marketing, David Max-Fuga.
On behalf of the management and staff of Multimedia and on behalf of the planning committee, I would like to say a very big thank you to our numerous clients who showed up for the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. On behalf of management, I would like to announce that every team that participated in this year's event has been awarded 20,000 worth of airtime to be redeemed in Q1 of 2025 to promote their brands or activities that they so wish. Once again, we thank all the MDs who showed up. Thank you and we bless you. Thank you for choosing Joy Sports. Thank you for choosing our brands. We are here to serve you. We are here to help your business grow. Don't hesitate to reach out to us as we plan for 2025 and the years beyond.
That's David Max figure there. And some more big excitement and big news for everybody else who came for the competition. A big thank you to our sponsors, the Joy Sports Invitational. Big shouts to McDan Group and the luckiest, Yomi Yogurt as well, Emigo Ghana. Then Piva Beverages, Caveman Watches, Skechers, and the Minerals Commission. All of them backing us. Skechers came there with lots of products, but of course giving prizes to various people, including the CO penalty shootout, the 5-kilometer race walk, the unisex relays, unisex volleyball, unisex basketball, and of course also give away as many as 50 towels, bags, bottles, so many things really from them. Alright, we will have more on the Joy Sports Invitational in subsequent bulletins, but let's wrap up with House of Oak. This suffered a second home defeat this season in the Ghana Premier League following a 1-0 loss at the University of Ghana Stadium yesterday. The fans want the coach gone. The Black Satellites, Ghana's under-20, they scored the winning goal for Jerry Afriye. He scored the winning goal for the Black Satellites as they beat Cote d'Ivoire 2-1 yesterday in Togo to make the final of the ongoing WAFU B Under-20 Championships. They also secure a place in the 2025 Under-20 AFCON. Ghana will now take on Nigeria in the final. Nigeria beat Niger 3-1. And yesterday in the Premier League, big game between Liverpool and Arsenal ended 2-2. Liverpool remain top of the table, just behind them Manchester City, who got a 1-0 win over the weekend. Chelsea also secured a 2-1 victory against Newcastle, but they remain fifth on the table. In Spain, the biggest game of club football happened between Real Madrid and Barcelona. In the end, it was a thrashing that Madrid received at the Bernabeu, losing by 4-0. Lewandowski scored a brace. Lamine Yamal also scored in that game, where Kylian Mbappe missed a plethora of chances. Unbelievable match game of football. It's the second biggest defeat Real Madrid have suffered in the El Clasico at home, and all of that was orchestrated by German manager Hansi Flick with a bunch of young players. That's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center. We have more on our website, myjoyonline.com/sports.
Thank you very much, Fentio, for joining us with the latest in sports. Let's get interactive this morning. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank. Better, we're better Africa, and Cowbell Coffee with you every moment, so you know that every day people face different emergencies. Police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you'd always want to remember, *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank Money emergency number. It gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more. You don't need internet for this. Just dial *770#. No need to panic in any money emergency situation, because EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. But guys, let's talk about something we all want: success. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in our lives. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way. just to be successful. But Charlie, when the work gets tough, and I bet you it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days when you need someone to be there for you, Cowbell Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 blend with great taste and aroma that will aid kickstart your day. Whether you're working or just creating memories with friends and loved ones, Cowbell Coffee will be there with you every moment. So no matter where you are, as you chase those goals, keep Cowbell Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages with Food for Thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Food for Thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Uncle, good morning.
What you say?
Yes, Uncle. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Uncle, God is taking care of his children. We're doing well. I hope you're fine too.
I'm doing great. You know, that response of yours is very profound.
Sure.
God is taking care
of
his children.
Yes.
It always gets me thinking that yes, it is true.
Sure.
God takes care of us.
Sure.
And in Ghana, sometimes you need God to take care of you.
You definitely need God when you're in Ghana. Uncle, your nephew Fentio Tahir is here. He wants to say good morning.
Good morning.
Fentio.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. There's a conversation you and I ought to have.
Okay.
But Winston should not be there when we have that conversation.
Okay. Uncle, then I'm leaving.
Winston chickened out of the arm wrestling after running his mouth for 1 month.
Man proposes. Finish. Man proposes.
Man proposes, man does.
Oh no! In this case, you know, we took this decision together. So you see, when you and I have taken a decision,
Uncle, he chickened out.
Don't come back and
pretend. We still found a way to win. The multimedia group still won arm wrestling.
You see, don't come back and do things like that.
Well,
you asked me which wrist, which arm, the one with the problem.
Winston made a tactical retreat.
And there was a special race between Joy Sports and Joy News. Evans Mensah versus Muftar Nabila Abdullah. Oh my God! My God!
This one I have to come and redeem Evans Mensah because that performance was very shambolic.
He lost pothole.
That was shambolic.
And then Israel came to only raise the winner of the overall 100-meter win. After the guy won, he said he won't run again. Israel, what in the fiesta? He stayed at home, ate proper banku. He was 4. Then he has come with his shoe. He's ready to race the person who has run like 3 races before.
It doesn't matter. He still won.
Brother,
Why did the person protest?
Yes, I know the guys. He will run.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Next year the story will be different when Roverman enters the competition.
Yes, next year.
We are not coming to play.
That's right. Show them.
We are coming to win.
Show them.
And
you know,
Winston will give Winston the necessary training so he will be on our team.
Agbena.
So, you know, Sekou Nkrumah came to play chess. He didn't win the chess. Some small guy with some tiny glasses from ARB Apex Bank won the chess. You sit down there, move the thing. Nobody can move anything.
It is well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, it is well. Winston,
Uncle.
Winston, it is well. We never give up.
No. Next year we'll be around. God willing.
Oh, we'll be around.
Yes.
We'll be around.
Yes.
All right. Winston, I have been blessed to work with some wonderful entrepreneurs in Ghana. These were smart and hardworking people, and they all treated me very well. I owe a lot to all of them because each of them, consciously or unconsciously, taught me a lot about success and money. This morning, I want to share with you what I learned from some of them in the 90s when I worked for them.
Okay.
I'm going to focus on two husband and wife teams. These are husbands and wives who work very closely daily as partners and still manage to build great marriages. The first of these two husband and wife teams is the Dazis. That is Mr. KT Dazi and Gifty Afenyi Dazi.
Oh, okay.
Mr. KT Dazi is one of the smartest men I have ever met, and yet there was no malice nor guile in him. He was straight in his dealings with everyone, and I watched and studied him closely. KT, as we called him, together with his wife Gifty, started with one forest bureau and grew it to 4 at the time when I was working with them in the 90s. And then they had added a remittance company to their portfolio later. KT treated his wife as his business partner, and the two managed to separate their marriage from their business.
Wow.
The next wonderful husband and wife team I worked with in the 90s was the Insiapokus. That is Mr. Kofi Insiapoku and Florence, his wife. This was and is still another very successful husband and wife team. Kofi will tell you that he had no friend apart from his wife, and it was true. His wife was his best friend. His relationship with his wife was of the best quality, and I believe still is. Like the Dazis, this couple have also managed to keep their business separate from their marriage. At home, Florence called her husband Kofi, but at the office, she called him Director.
Hey.
And Winston, she was consistent with it.
Wow.
You will hear Florence call the husband Kofi in the office. It was always Director. As I said earlier, from these couples, I learned a lot. And this morning, I want to share a few of those lessons with you relating to how to build and run a successful business in Ghana. Here we go. Lesson number 1. Be willing to start small. KT and Gifty started small. They began with one forest bureau and grew that into 4 when I was working with them, and then they added a remittance company. Kofi began with producing mixtures from his father's garage and patiently grew that into a major all-round pharmaceutical company with retail, wholesale, and a factory. If these two couples had waited to start big, I don't think they would ever have started. So the lesson I learned from them for business is start with what you have and grow it patiently. Lesson number 2, respect money and watch your expenditure. One feature of people who will never be rich is that they do not respect money. And so they do not think twice before spending money. And because they do not respect money, poor people tend to spend more money than they make. That is not the case of the successful entrepreneurs that I worked with. KT did not waste money. For him, even a peso had value. This was a man who at one point could have afforded to eat at a restaurant every day, but he would carry his lunch from home to the office every day.
I see.
He and his wife lived in a small flat for years and did not rush to move into a bigger house until they had built the business to a certain level. Kofi and Florence lived in a small boys' quarters at Kisima, while they built a multi-story pharmaceutical company. Many businessmen would have finished their house first, but Kofi insisted on finishing the factory whilst living in that small boys' quarters. In fact, both Katie and Kofi at various times said words to this effect. Mr. White, we are not competing with anyone on. The lesson, respect money and don't spend more than you make. Live within your means is a conventional wisdom, but successful people know that it is better to live below your means. Lesson number 3, be firm. Katie, like Kofi, knew when and how to be firm. And you need to be firm to build any business of any significance in Ghana. And these two men mastered the act of being firm when they needed to. The two men and their wives were never rude to any staff member. In fact, in the days I worked with Kofi, if you saw him relating to us, that is his workers, you would not know that he was the boss. But we all knew never to drop the ball as far as the business was concerned. Kofi loved to say that as long as everyone delivered the results expected of them, then we could have fun working together. But he was not going to allow anyone to destroy the future of a company that he expected to be the source of employment for many. Lesson number 4, work hard and keep your eyes on the business. I know businessmen and women who leave their businesses to attend to all kinds of things. Not these two former bosses of mine. Both of them were the hardest working people in the company. Both of them put in more hours than any of us. And both of them had no time for activities that would take them off their businesses. They were present. They were involved in the business. And they had their eyes firmly on the business. Lesson number 5, have integrity. Both Kofi and Katie had integrity. They were both keen on operating according to the law and the regulations governing their sector. Kofi told me several times when I was working with him, Mr. White, I want to go to heaven, so I don't want to break the rules. Once when Katie was offered a way of evading tax, he said to me, Mr. White, let us pay what is our due. Ghana needs the money.
Wow.
Lesson number 6, keep investing in the business. Katie and Kofi were both investors and not consumers. They did not spend much on themselves, but put everything back into the business. I remember when Kofi told me this story. When he was a student, he traveled abroad to work during vacation. And Winston, whilst his mates spent their money buying jeans and sneakers, he spent the money. He saved everything and bought over-the-counter drugs to come and sell in Ghana.
Wow.
They were investors, not consumers. Number 7, find a way of surviving adversity. In other words, be resilient. The businessman and woman in Ghana needs to learn to deal with adversity. In Ghana, the entrepreneur's biggest opponent is the government and government agencies. And this is not a new thing. It goes way back. Our system targets businessmen and women who are doing well. As soon as you grow beyond a certain point, you can be sure that government or government agencies will target you with the aim of destroying you. Katie was targeted in the 90s when I was working with him. Kofi was actually arrested and detained on false charges by the government of the day at one time. But these men did not let adversity stop them. Yes, it took a toll on them, but they did not give up. The lesson, If you operate in Ghana, you need to develop real good shock absorbers because you will need them. I thank God for all the entrepreneurs who not only employed me when I needed a job, but allowed me to learn from them. May God bless all of them. And Winston, that's my presentation for this morning.
Thank you very, very much, Uncle White. And that's Food for Thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference, which means we can now bring you the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business. $1 to Ghana in the coming weeks. This will happen after the board meets on December 2 this year to approve a staff report on the country's third program review. Sonon Assembly Power has finally agreed to allow government restructured debts owed them. This has led to the independent power producer agreeing to sign up to the proposed settlement terms for paying the debts. For the third consecutive week, the government recorded an oversubscription of its treasury bills. However, it came at the expense of rising interest rates. Elsewhere, McDonald's is resuming sales of its quarter-pounder burgers in all of its U.S. restaurants after ruling out its beef patties as a source of the E. coli outbreak that left at least one person dead and dozens of others ill. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Focus is on the latest Afrobarometer report.
So turn your home ownership dream into reality. The EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair is back with everything you need under one roof. Whether you're looking to buy land or start construction, we've got you covered. Come to the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair and interact with industry players like Virtual Security Africa, Yoben Security Doors, Clifton Home, Superlock Technologies Limited, Dev Traco Woodland, Home World Building Supplies Limited, Tino Solutions, and ABS Glazing. So it's from the 30th of October to the 2nd of November 2024 at the Accra International Conference Center, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair. Get a house, make it a home. And this morning we're joined by Winston Wobil, who is head of Advantage and Customer Banking at EcoBank. He'll be telling us more about what they have to offer from Wednesday the 30th to Saturday the 2nd of November. So Wednesday the 30th of October to Saturday the 2nd of November. Winston, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston.
I hope you're doing very well.
I am. Yourself?
As you can see, God is taking care of his children. We're still in business.
Yes.
Anyway, so we know that this year's EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair focuses on the theme home ownership, get a house, make it a home. Let's look at what EcoBank has to offer. Tell us what you have to offer customers or clients who will be showing up from Wednesday to Saturday.
Thank you, Winston, and good morning to your listeners. So as we've been doing for the past years, this year too, we started with the mini fairs, and we are having the final fair this week. And as we've been doing in previous years, this year also we are coming with very juicy deals. Beyond you coming, we're giving you advice on taking a mortgage, securing a home, how to finance the whole home ownership process. We also have very special deals. This is a surprise deal for people who would visit our stand. And let me just give you a peek of it. So imagine saving up to about 20% on your home ownership. This includes on your interest and on the cost of the property as well. We have
20%.
Exactly.
You're
or
saving
more.
20% or
Yes.
more.
Or more, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, please tell me more about that. Tell me more about it. I'm interested.
So for the rest, you need to come to the fair. You need to
Folks,
be there.
You need to be there. I am interested in that. But yes, you're making a point. Go ahead.
Yes, so we have some of our partners who have been very generous in giving us very good discounts. And EcoBank is also throwing in very good discounts. In fact, it's the best discount you get on a mortgage in Ghana.
Now, talking about mortgage, let's look at the type of mortgage loans that are available. And what the eligibility requirements are for each option.
Okay, so for now, talking of mortgage or financing for a home, so you can go the mortgage route, and typically we are looking at salary earners. Then also we have those who would want to take their time and then pick a loan or a personal loan, develop in stages. Then also we have those who probably over time have developed their property, are seeking to expand it. We have what we call the equity release, where we are actually able to release a part of the funds that you have sunk into the project back to you for you to expand your property. Let's take, for instance, maybe you started with a 2-bedroom. Over time, you realize a 2-bedroom cannot accommodate the family. You are looking at expanding to maybe a 3 or 4. So we look at what you've invested into the property, the value, and then release a portion of it over a period of time for you to finance your expansion.
So let's look at all these options and the requirements. Tell us each of them. So you start from the buying a whole house, building your house. Maybe you started a project, you need some equity finance. Tell us, what are the requirements?
Okay, so let's start with buying a house from scratch.
Sure.
Yes, so the key thing is you identify the property you are interested in, and we are looking at your income, how it's able to fund it on a monthly basis. And then also we're looking at the property developer, the property that you seek to acquire, documentation on it. Once documentation is correct, everything checks out, we are good to go.
Okay.
Yes, and this time round, that's why I said it's very important that interested home buyers should come to the fair. Beyond us providing you just finance, we've actually gone ahead to secure some very good deals with some of our developer partners. So you come over, it's a surprise deal, and limited offer as well.
We'll wait for that surprise deal. But how about the other one? Let's say you want to start building your own house.
Yes, so if you want to start building your own house, maybe you want to do it over a period of time. So there's the option of taking a personal loan with us. This allows you the flexibility to proceed on the project at your own pace, as you desire, because with that you're able to go to the market, you buy your own materials, and then you instruct your contractor or whoever is working on it to proceed or design it in whichever way you want. That one gives you that flexibility. And these personal loans, we're actually giving them up to 5 years. So you have 5 years to repay. And guess what? Maybe you could even actually use these funds to finish your project in a year or two, and then you have 5 years to repay. The first option, you have 20 years to repay. That is if you are purchasing up front, then you have 20 years to repay. Or the number of years you have to retire, whichever is shorter.
Oh, okay. And then the last one that you're talking about, let's say you've started your project and you need money to complete it. How do you go about it?
Okay, so even that, so we have different forms. You can actually go the route of taking a personal loan to do it, or you also have what we call buy now, pay later. This allows you to buy key items like building materials, furnishings, fittings, and then you pay over a shorter period of time. With buy now, pay later, you have just 18 months to repay. And guess what? It's also a quick way of finishing. And usually, I would recommend this option for people who probably are almost done and just need to put a few finishing touches to the house. You can get maybe your kitchen fittings, maybe your furniture, your TV sets, and then you buy them. You pay over a period of 18 months, quick. Even in that space, there are surprises coming up.
Hey, so everything, there'll be surprises.
Yes, and
Lots
so we
of
need
packages.
people to be there.
I mean, you've talked about you having some partners and who would help you to give us all these juicy packages you talk about. Who are EcoBank's mortgage partners?
Yes, so for mortgages over the past 20 years, we've dealt with very credible developers who have given very good properties to our customers. Our customers keep coming back and giving very good testimonials about them. So we have Rehoboth, we have Waylead. Waylead is doing Alphabet City. We have Saka Homes. We have quite a number of them. We have Elegant Homes. Elegant Homes is also a partner for the Habitat Fair. In terms of the buy now, pay later, we also have Electoral. We have Orca Decor. We have other surprise names coming up as well.
Wow. It means lots of surprises from the 30th of October to the 2nd of November at the Accra International Conference Center. But tell me, once someone has purchased or built their ideal home, how can EcoBank help them turn it into a true home? Let's say you've built a house. How can you help them turn it into a home?
Yes. So it comes to the buy now, pay later. Now, beyond just buying your home fittings and turning the house into a home, what our partners also do is to actually help you through the process of laying out your home. How is it safe to live in the home? What appliances do you need? And we also have our partners, Yak Decor. Yak would also help you with your decor advice free of charge. Once you are buying from them, all the decor advice and the consultancy comes free of charge for you.
Wow. So, Winston, tell me, if I'm interested in one of these mortgage options, how do I go about accessing the funds?
Yes, so anyone who is interested in taking a mortgage or financing for homes, from the 30th to 2nd November, come to the conference center. Beyond the fair, if anybody is still interested or was not able to come to the fair, just walk into any of our branches, speak to your relationship manager, and you'll be sorted out.
Great. So anything you want to say finally, or there are other special offers you've not talked about?
Yes, so for the rest of the offers, I would say come to the fair. Lots of surprises for you this year.
Great. But for that person who's contemplating, he doesn't know whether he should come to the fair or not, what do you tell him or her?
Stop contemplating, come to the fair.
Winston Wobiel is head of Advantage and Customer Banking at EcoBank. Thank you very, very much for joining us. So from this 30th of October to the 2nd of November at the Accra International Conference Center, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you need to be at this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. I'm particularly interested in the surprises when it comes to, getting your house there up to 20% or more.
Yes.
I'm interested in that. Thank you very much, Winston, for joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Castle FM or ATL FM. You're welcome to the radio program of the year, Joy 99.7 FM's Super Morning Show. Today, our conversation is about the latest Afrobarometer report, once again indicating an all-time low in our confidence in some of the institutions that we rely on, especially for elections. Okay, so we're going to talk about it, what it means, and how we need to adjust it to ensure that these all important political events like elections and handovers can happen in a peaceful manner. We'll be talking to Mavis Domi from the CDD Afrobarometer team, and Professor Bafo Ajimandia, a former UN Senior Governance Advisor. There's a lot to learn. Stay with us for it all. But first, the new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Yeah, just invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It is that easy. The best part is that you get to enjoy salary increases. So in 2023-24, it was 16%. Now, that could be yours. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333. Okay, or go to oldmutual.com.gh or just dial *789*01# to request a call. Obrapa Ahotonkwa. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
So what are you doing? Are you speccing that old car, a home makeover, or a relaxing beach getaway? Use your ABSA card 10 times or more in a month, and you could be a lucky winner in the ABSA Change Your Story promotion, which ends on the 31st of October. Five lucky winners will take away 40,000 Ghana cedis each month. So we're left with that of the month of October. For more information, visit an ABSA branch today. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Your story matters. ABSA terms and conditions apply.
Shirley, did you know your child could be one of the lucky winners of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis? Another amazing gift. Well, there's an opportunity for a child to get a great start to success in the Electoral National Essay Competition. Yes, your child can now showcase their literacy skills in the Electoral National Essay Competition and win. Very fair competition. All they have to do is to write an essay on the topic. As President of Ghana, how can cocoa improve Ghana's children's well-being? As President of Ghana, how can cocoa improve children's well-being? Then fiscally drop off their essays in an envelope along with 2 empty packs of Rachel, that's a 400 gram or 800 gram, or 7 packs of the 20 gram at the selected vantage points, and they are well on their way to becoming winners. This competition is open to upper primary and junior high school students only. Upper primary and junior high school students only. Entry closure date is 30th of October. Today is 28th. 2 days more for you to submit your entry. So what are you waiting for? Hurry now to Cadbury Choco on social media for more information.
All right, listen, let's get into our conversation. Let's learn as much as we can about the latest Afrobarometer report on corruption perception. And we're going to speak to Mavis Domi. She's a senior research specialist at CDD and Afrobarometer, and she's the national investigator for Ghana. Mavis, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo, and good morning to all your listeners and those in studio.
Thank you so much for making the time. We also have Bafo Ajimandia. He, of course, is no stranger to our show. He's a former UN Senior Governance Advisor. Prof, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
All right, then. Mavis, we'll start with you. I mean, the report is extensive, but some things stood out. Maybe you can walk us quickly through the biggest highlights.
Okay. So the biggest highlight would be that Ghanaians still support elections in Ghana. So that's a good thing. However, when you look at indicators such as corruption, as you have mentioned, majority of them still say corruption is high among state institutions, particularly if you look at the police presidency, and judges and magistrates, the MPs, is high. When you ask level of corruption if that's increased, we have 74% saying that the level of corruption has increased somewhat or a lot. And this has decreased by a 3 percentage point compared to 12 years ago. However, when you look at whether people believe they can report corruption without fear, we have almost quarter of Ghanaians saying that they fear retaliation if they report corruption. If you look at trust in institutions, we have trust still high among state institutions such as the Ghana Armed Forces. We also have high among religious leaders, traditional leaders, and NGOs. But when you come down to elected officials, then trust decreases. The level of people who trust these state elected officials are less compared to other institutions. Now, trust has witnessed a decline compared to 12 years ago. There's a lot of decline, particularly among elected officials and state institutions. And as I said earlier, the good news is that we still support elections. Majority do say that the last election, that's about 60% do say the last election was free and fair, or free and fair with minor problems. Majority say that when election is held, they would look at candidates' honesty, character, campaign promises are the most leading issues that will influence their vote in any election that will be held.
That's interesting, especially that last one about what they'll be looking out for, honesty and character. Is this new? What tends to be the answer, in previous surveys?
This is not so new. When you look at our CDD Ghana's pre-election surveys, we have always conducted pre-election surveys around these issues, and these are not so new. Other surveys even like ethnicity and religion comes in, but it doesn't weigh as much as, in fact, just about 11% say ethnicity, religion will influence them a lot. So that doesn't come up so much, both in our pre-election surveys, and we asking this question in the Afrobarometer round 10 because an election year we asked this, so it's not so different.
Right.
Honesty and character have always been high among the list. And I should add that this speaks to campaign promises, because if you take honesty and character, it means Ghanaians look at this and decide whether whatever you are promising them you would actually do it or not.
Right. Thank you for that. Professor Bafo-Agyeman-Duah, two particularly alarming findings in this year's report are to do with the Electoral Commission and the courts, where almost half of Ghanaians believe them to be corrupt. Now, this is obviously a significant finding in an election year. But how did we get here? What are the things that have happened, or what are the factors that might be leading to people's perception of the EC and our court system being so corrupt?
Well, over the years, there have been incidents that create that impression or the strong perception that these things are corrupt. First of all, the head of the country has not shown strong nation in fighting.
Prof, I think I may have to ask you to reposition yourself a little bit. The line keeps breaking intermittently. Yeah. It might be. Let's see how we go.
Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about the state or the president not taking any strong measures to stem the problem, and the rampant incidents, even if the allegations of corruption that we see every now and then. And when government fails to take action to even send these allegations to demonstrate the commitment to fight it, then it's going to reinforce the perception that corruption is rife in the country. So I think first the inaction on the part of the president, talking about the executive level, is part of that. But also, please, let's understand that corruption is not only at the executive level, that is the governmental level. This country is very badly infected with corruption across board, in schools, in state hospitals. If you count it, and every day I go out and encounter people, they are talking about this or that, about corruption in a certain institution. So I think the structure of state is completely infected by that. So if we are serious about fighting it, of course we have to look at the bigger thing. I mean, the huge corruption that occurs at the high levels. But also I think it's become a part of our character. Even those young people that we think were coming into public service with a different mindset, they go in a few years later, they are behaving like the old people. So it's an issue that, as I say, has permeated society.
The courts in particular, because of the role they play in an election, being sort of the final arbiter in case of any disputes about the results, seeing such a low level of trust in their incorruptibility obviously raises alarms. Do you think that the makeup of the apex court, which some people have criticized because a lot of people have been appointed in recent years by the same administration, do you think that in any way contributes to people's perception?
Yes, indeed. Trust in elected officials, as the report indicates, for me, indicates a serious crisis in government. Because when it of the judiciary, the perception of people towards the judiciary, which is almost the same as at the executive. And even the report indicates that parliamentary, perhaps the institution of parliament, is equally less trusted. That means that all the key institutions of governance, the elected institutions, will tell us that, in fact, we need to critically look at how we restructure governance. The appointment, when the president has the power, and the Constitution gives the president the power, and whether the president is abusing that power or not, that's another issue. But because of the politics we have, the duopoly that we have, with this great enmity, so to speak, it makes it difficult for any opposition party to trust the judgment of an incumbent president. You see, when this present party was the opposition, they made similar allegations against the incumbent president then. So I'm not surprised. The same is happening. But of course, the intensity this time around is much, much greater than before. So your point about maybe this president appointing so many Supreme Court judges in such a short space of time will be the reason there's that intensity about the perception about the president either packing the court or, the court losing its respect in the eyes of the public.
But, Prof, so let's look at it this way. You've talked about what may have led to this, but the other point is the effect of this on our democracy. How does this impact our democracy?
Very badly. In fact, in my humble view, we are having some crises in our practice of democracy. and this is not the first time I'm saying this. It's not only on democracy, but also on our development. When your politics supersedes your efforts to develop, and the loyalty of public officials are to the party rather than to the state that they serve, then you have a crisis on both fronts. So I think we have to take a serious look at how we are practicing our democracy. Whether it's the duopoly or whatever we want to call it, the fact is that our politics seem to be drawing us backwards instead of advancing our development and, of course, democratic practice itself.
Okay.
So,
yes, go ahead. Go ahead. You're making a point. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I think this might be the time for us to take a serious review of how we have structured our democracy. One inherent thing we do that I think is a bane to our practice is this winner takes all system. A lot of people are tapping on it, but we are not giving a serious look at it. All this intense rivalry and either determination to our own, it's all because of the winner takes all. Because imagine if I lose by 49% and you have 51, you take everything, and I'm satisfied the next 4 years, if not 8 years. So these are the inherent challenges that we need to see how we bring some kind of sanity now by having what we may call the all-inclusive system of politics. It's still within the democratic framework, but not exclude people only because they did not win the elections. 49% fighted heavy following in the country if you are a party that wins them but loses the seat of government.
Okay, let's look at an institution like the Electoral Commission. That is the election management body.
Yes.
Trust very low, around 30%. Clearly, if you're going into an election with such a trust, that's like people not even trusting the results they would churn out. What can the Electoral Commission do to ensure that at the end of it all, the results in this year's elections are deemed credible?
First of all, let us understand that the Electoral Commission has come under heavy criticism this time around. And not for a bad reason, because of the perception that it's not been transparent, and therefore assuming that it will not be fair in this process. And I think so far they seem to be taking some measures that may help to mitigate this. First, for the first time, at least they've opened up the iPad for the media to witness what goes on there. Secondly, they've also announced that this time, for the first time, presidential results will be announced regional capital. Previously, everything would be directed to so-called strong room, where perhaps some hanky-pankies would go on. But now it's at the regional level. So these two measures are very important. But underlying this, the problem of this, again, comes back to the appointment of the committee. We believe that at least when the president makes a point, like African was appointed, of course, depending on the behavior and how he himself, I don't think African had any serious problem with the public and all that. But what happened in the early years of the Akufo-Addo administration, when the incumbent commissioner was dismissed after going through a certain process and not even credible, that immediately created a problem for the political party. If Dr. Sir was dismissed the way he was, what makes you think that if the NDC also comes into power, they won't do the simple process to get rid of the electoral commissioner? So this idea of being politic or politicizing the appointment of such a central institution in governance has created this problem for us. So therefore, we have to rethink the appointment of all the institutions that are designated as independent by the Constitution. If an independent body is appointed by a politician, then how do you think opponents of that politician will perceive that particular? So for me, that's the real issue. Previously, it wasn't an issue, but lately, more and more, I believe that it's important for us to change the appointment framework of these key institutions of governance that are supposed to be independent.
Prof, I mean, talking about the regional coalition centers, that was something they did in 2020. The first time they used it was in 2020. Not much of a novelty, but still, it has not taken away the mistrust. So,
2020 were the presidential announcements made in the region?
Yes, they were. That's when they introduced the regional coalition centers.
By this EC?
Yes, by this EC administration, led by Jim Mensah. Yes.
I heard Dr. Asari on your own program, one of your programs, saying that for the first time they're introducing that. Maybe that excuse me. Well, if they done before and it brought some transparency, then maybe they still need to deepen that. But I think, you see, perception comes from many angles. Maybe the posture of the EC in dealing with the political party, in how they respond to allegations, and all those are part of the creation of the public perception. But I do not know that the EC is deliberately manipulating anything. I don't see that. But in the eyes of us, they think the EC has not been transparent as it ought to be. So I think the burden, therefore, is on the EC to demonstrate continuously that, in fact, it is there to provide the most credible elections in the country.
Right. Mavis, let me ask you this. I mean, the context matters. It's an election year. And no doubt, at a time like this, 40 days to an election, well, obviously the research was done a bit earlier than this. But in a year like this, when people's partisan sentiments are at an all-time high because of the season we are in, does the research factor that in, that there might be a heightened sort of anti-governmental stance, for example? Is that factored in?
So yes, we do gather issues that go on in the news. Apart from social media, we don't look at that. That may influence people's response. And of course, there were a lot of issues on corruption. The Auditor General report exposing some widespread mismanagement across various government institutions, among others. And so this may influence a lot of response. And also there were issues with Electoral Commission as well. Some issues came up. So it may influence a lot of response. But that said, if you look at it over time, even some of the, especially when you take trust trends, if you look at 2022 as well, there was a drop. So most of the dip started around 2017, 2019. So in as much as context matters, over time, trust has also declined across these state institutions and elected officials. So we should also put that in mind, that all the issues that go on, the reports that come out, all the news that we hear about mismanagement and all that, and the promise and fail, kind of influence people's views and perceptions about trust and corruption in general.
Prof, let me ask you this. Very high on the order of, in the order of priorities for voters when they are choosing who to elect, are things like honesty and character. and apparently, according to Mavis and her team, this has been the case over the past few years. People keep stating that these are important to them in their choice of leaders. Do we see that reflected in the result of our elections over the years?
A very interesting point here, Parata, because certainly the report indicates that people would like to have more honest people with integrity to vote for. And interestingly, they are faced with two men and other choices. And I'm not sure anybody has really examined all these candidates in that respect. In the media too, I'm not sure you have explored this question relating to the candidates. So all we have candidates to vote for. So whether they will come with crooked character or not, that's the choices we have. But that report, the result that maybe there would tell is actually what Ghanaians want to have in their leaders. They want to have people with honesty. People who can. Then how do we measure that when somebody is coming to claim the leadership of the country? That is a critical issue. All what the Constitution says to record to be at a certain age, above a certain age, was it 35?
40.
40. Then must be a Ghanaian. And the third condition, have a sane mind. It doesn't include honesty or anything of the sort. That's why anybody can walk in and say, I want to be a presidential candidate. And once that is done, what can you do about it? You get the best lawyers to argue that it's not in the Constitution that even if I've been an ex-convict that the Americans are facing with, you cannot stop the person. You see. So, but it shows the desires of people. It means we are very disappointed with the characters that have been running the country. That's one implication. That's why we are looking for that this time around. So I guess the candidates will take this popular opinion of them, and even if they are crooked, find a way to be great as they seek the president, so that perception will become a reality for Ghanaians.
We are 40 days to the election. Is there anything at all we can do correctively to adjust people's perception of, especially the EC and the courts, before the election?
Particularly the EC, because everything hinges on the behavior. As I see it currently, I think they are doing what they expected to do. Recently, I read the report from Dr. Amane Boam, talking about the EC changing the printer one company to the other. Maybe because the process of procurement of these things did not include the parties, the iPad in form of that. Maybe that's why it could come back. True or false, I don't know. But I think the important thing is that if, for instance, these procurement issues were brought to the iPad, all the parties know a change in the printers or no change whatever, it would have preempted any such allegation from Maniboa. So I guess it all boils down to transparency. And I know that not in everything that the EC has to follow, they have their own powers. Just like any government institution, private institution, they have their own powers. But when you are faced with such an issue of credibility, transparency, then it may be wise to put aside that power that you have in a way to allow the participants or the stakeholders to, because whatever you are doing is for the country and doesn't affect anybody. The fact that printer A is going to do this, but we are going to give it for this reason, it has no value. So, unfortunately, even such things, if the EC were able to pose it to the parties through the iPad, those needless, some of these suspicions, in my humble view, are completely needless. The one they are raised it creates a problem. It intensifies the perception of lack of transparency. And therefore, what we do is to avoid that by being open. So I think as we get closer to the election, maybe the EC may want to involve the parties, the iPad more and more, so that every step they are taking towards the due day, it will be open to all, and that will help to build some trust and credibility for the EC. So far, it's not been that good. I think they are doing it, but I think they still have to spend a bit backlog for the past to see everything way. Because for me, they have nothing to have. This electoral system we have, in terms of the way it's structured, could be one of the best in the world. Because at every state, a party participates. Every state in the electoral process. But we still have the perception trap, and therefore the people must bring back to ensure we accommodate all this, so that at the end of it all, we're not going to have any Mozambique like they did recently on our hands.
Professor Bafo Ajimandria, former UN Senior Governance Advisor, thank you very much for your time with us this morning.
You're welcome.
And thanks for the extra insights into the Afrobarometer report. Mavis Domi, Senior Research Specialist at CDD and Afrobarometer, in fact, the National Investigator for Ghana. Thank you very much, Mavis. Right, that's where we will come back to share some thoughts on what we've learned so far. But just before we take some messages, don't forget the conferencing does not have to be the same boring routine. The location for your next conference can be both result-centered and relaxing. Aqua Safari Resort gives you the best of both worlds and more. Let them take the stress out of the process. Just call them on 054-011-0190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of.
So join Ghana's top 1,000 CEOs, policymakers, political leaders, and ambassadors for the first Ghana CEO Presidential Manifesto Gala Dinner on the 7th of November 2024 at the Movenpick Hotel, Accra. From 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., this landmark event will focus on reigniting the business economy and social contract for growth, a business manifesto for political accountability and sustainable development. Special guest of honor, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Vice President, John Dramani Mahama, former President of Ghana. Attendance is by invitation and requires pre-registration. Register at their ceogaladinner.ceonetworkgh.com. For inquiries, contact 0546 391 970. Email ceogaladinner@gmail.com. Powered by the Chief Executives Network Ghana in partnership with Deloitte, PwC, University of Ghana, SIGA, GIPC, UPSA Law, and the Multimedia Group. The first Ghana CEO Presidential Manifesto Gala Dinner 2024, connecting political ambitions with business realities. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, you're looking for a reliable power source that gives you control. Mantra Ghana, your authorized Caterpillar dealer.
Welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy. And listen, are you a graduate from the university or polytechnic? Have you been thinking about studying in Australia, Canada, UK, US, Ireland, New Zealand, any of these excellent countries that have a great reputation for teaching and research? Well, you can. And you could work part-time to support your studies, plus get up to 4 years post-study work visa when you complete successfully. Listen, you can apply for this, especially to start in January 2025, by contacting Astolinks. They have all the information about admission, scholarship, and how to secure your study visas. Astolinks are at number 4A Pawpaw Street in East Legon. You can call them on 0265 341 070. Go visit them on their website, which is astolinks.net. Astolinks, pathway for success.
I'm sure by now you know that all the 41 LPG companies and the 800 stations across the country something that I worked on, and we'll play it tomorrow. In that documentary, you hear the head of gas commercialization and regulation at the NPA, Obed Boachi, make the point, we are in talks with government to, see to the reduction and removal of some taxes.
When they were doing the talks, my gas was 84 cedi. Now it's over 200 cedis.
By 2021, we had started some LPG for development. In 1990, we started rural, LPG for what. We've been doing that over and over. But today, there's actually a reduction. And it will surprise you that at the Achimota market, a market woman said that if the price of gas goes down, her charcoal business suffers. I'm telling you.
What?
If gas, LPG is cheaper, people don't buy charcoal. So if the LPG is expensive, then the charcoal business booms.
Imagine.
And we have been pushing clean fuel for God knows how long.
Well, tomorrow.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Did you know that your child could be one of the lucky winners of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis? Another amazing gift. Well, there's opportunity for your child to get a great start to success in the Richoko National Essay Competition. Yes, your child can now showcase their literacy skills in the Richoko National Essay Competition and win big time. All they have to do is write an essay on the topic. Listen to the topic, jot it down, okay? As President of Ghana, as Akufo-Addo, how can cocoa improve Ghana's children's well-being? Not Ghana's well-being, children's well-being. Then you have to drop this fiscally of your essay in an envelope along with 2 empty packets of Richoco, either the 400-gram one or the 800-gram one, or 7 packs of the smaller one, the 20-gram, at the selected vantage points, and they are well on their way, of course, your child, to becoming winners. We're still very interested in this topic. I don't know, but you are not qualified. This one, this is not for ancestors.
No. I don't qualify.
Yes. This competition is open to upper primary and junior high students only. Underlined, upper primary and junior high students only. Entry closer date is the 30th of October. So what are you waiting for, young people? Hurry now to Cadbury Richoco on social media for more information.
Raymond, when you were in primary and junior high school, did you take part in any of these essay competitions?
No. I was not as good as Kojiansi and Co. So yeah.
I did, except that
you didn't win.
I never won.
It is the junior graphic one. When they feature your story like that, then you are very happy.
My brother, however, won. My late brother placed third.
Oh, okay.
So I remember when at Dora Memorial School in Ho, they did a whole Amwa Day to honor him. He won.
Okay.
I didn't get that.
Then you were supporting him.
Oh yes.
Supporting the winner.
He is your brother.
There were 2 years in a row that I got my essay published in. Was it the Mirror or one of the dailies? That was nice. But they always made. In fact, they made me enter every single one.
The Mirror was being published in the 70s.
Yes, of course. What 70s?
Here in Ghana.
How old do you think I am?
Sorry.
What 70s? We're not talking about Winston.
Says the man who finished the University of Cape Coast before I went there.
Yeah, but age has nothing to do with where we go to school.
I was like 4 years younger than my mate.
Yes.
So I know the introduction.
Yeah, even so, it could be that Wilson was busy with other matters.
It could be, yes. I mean,
that waste his time.
A time traveler like Wilson.
Yes. We've seen people finish Form 5, go to the training college, and return to do their self form.
True.
But of course, I didn't do the old system. But let's move on.
The way you are insisting we should move on,
when I was in Ho over the weekend for the Old Mali Students International Congress and 75th anniversary launch, anybody who meets you says, "Hey, ancestor, I wanted to." Oh, see, young man and Kojiansen and Raymond have been disturbing you.
They don't know the details.
I met someone who finished Mali School in 1969.
Oh, okay. 69.
69.
I understand. Winston has been a young man since.
I'm growing young. I was born old.
He's been a young man since Jesus got lost in the synagogue.
69 actually.
Wow.
69, 70, and then a lot of the.
That's
90s.
a very long time.
Yeah. There's one who finished in. Oh, it was actually his birthday last week. Fred Amegashi.
Okay.
Fred Amegashi. He finished in 1970. So we call him Young Uncle.
That's what Jan says, mate.
Young Uncle. The man says he won't grow.
Please, this propaganda out no way.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on.
All right, listen. We're going to take some messages. There's some friends coming through the studio. You really want to hear what they have to say, so stay with us. We're back after these.
Wafa, send us money to take care of your nephew.
As somebody I know says, down fright, down flat. Yeah, you're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy, and we'll be hearing in a moment about what She Empowerment Global has been up to. Very interesting conversation. But just before that, don't forget, kingdomstoreonline.com is where you need to go for your very best quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, and of course stationery from Kingdom Books. It's all very affordable. You can pay via Momo across all networks, and they've got super fast delivery, which is free if you're in Accra or Tema. Terms and conditions do apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And to all the female entrepreneurs, agribusiness owners, and young entrepreneurs out there, we see you. We understand the challenges you face. Your story matters, and we're here to support you every step of the way. In partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, ABSA is offering SME loans at an unbelievable 10% interest rate per annum. Imagine having access to up to 1 million Ghana cedis completely collateral free. This isn't just talk. We've already disbursed over 600 million, supporting over 1,600 businesses within the past year. And we are especially proud that 67.3% of our beneficiaries are women-owned enterprises. Your success is our success. If you're ready to write the next chapter of your success story, visit our SME project office nearest ABSA branch or our website at absa.com.gh. Your story matters.
Now, have you ever thought about what true convenience means? Well, let's keep it simple. Convenience is finding easy solutions to everyday hassles. Now, speaking of easy solutions, have you heard about MCare from MTN and MedPharma? That's convenient healthcare for everyone. Let's face it, being sick is no fun, and neither is waiting in long queues for healthcare. But with MCare, all the hassle disappears. With the silver and gold packages, you get to choose between 10 or 161 Ghana cedi per month and enjoy access to a doctor anytime, anywhere, and an efficient pharmacy with medication delivered to your doorstep. And guess what? It comes with life insurance cover for hospitalization and death, and health insurance depending on your package. Unbelievable, right? Now, I ask, what's more convenient than this? Download the MedPharma app now to sign up to the silver or gold package today.
Guys, I've got a rather sweet birthday wish here from a son to his mom. It says, "You're one of the best parts of my life, and I'm so proud to call you my mother. Wishing you a wonderful birthday, Florence Alma, lovely mom, who is in Germany." And it's from your son, Ni Bim. Yeah. All right. Patricia and Ernestina have all the lowdown from She Empowerment Global for us when we come back from these messages. I promised you a conversation about She Empowerment Global. Have you been Googling it? Well, you're about to find out what it is now, because we're joined by Patricia Williams and Ernestina Alandu. Now, Patricia is the founder of She Empowerment Global. She's here with Ernestina, who is the co-founder and country manager for this organization. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's great to have you both. Let's start from the beginning, right? She Empowerment Global. Now, for those who don't know, this is an international NGO, okay, and their plan is to help single mothers to overcome poverty. But we're curious, I mean, where did this inspiration come from, this desire to do this noble job?
Thank you so much for the question. For the past 20 years, I have sponsored a nonprofit organization in America called American Care Foundation. And so within that organization, we've supported women and their children through education assistance and training. And most of these women do come from poor communities. And so I visited Ghana in 2019 and got a chance to go around and see Ghana. And also I was here with my friend Grace. So we have talked about the diaspora in Ghana for some time. And so through my studies of going to school for my doctoral program, this has become part of my process of going through my dissertation, which is now an NGO, She Empowerment Global.
That's beautiful. So, I mean, I'm curious about how you do it, okay? So how do you actually determine, who's poor, who needs your help? How do you assess poverty levels among the people that you help?
All right, I'll take that question. I mean, we are in Ghana and we have the National Statistical Board who keeps all these data. So on top of our research, we fell on the national data, which also told us that the entire population, the recent population census we had, 51% of women, 51% of the Ghanaian population is women. And also they fall within the active age of about 18 to about 40. But also a prior research, which I think is my personal research that I've done, is also from my years of working in the banking sector. I work with a savings and loans company, the defunct UniCredit Savings and Loans. I worked there for about 15 years. Over the 15-year period, I was deeply involved in lending loans to very micro, small, medium, and SME companies. And Kojomi, and when you enter any Ghanaian market, 95% of the population in the Ghanaian market, if not 100%, is women.
Yeah.
Yes. And so for me, being in the banking sector and coming on board as a founder, I brought my 15 years expertise in the banking sector, knowing what women go through to make sure that their businesses sustain and thrive, either with capital or entrepreneurial development skills, or just a simple advice, financial literacy and all that. So we put all these together and we said, we carved a niche that, no, we have to help women to empower them to thrive in their businesses. Yeah.
That's great. If you just joined us, we're talking to Patricia Williams. She's the founder of She Empowerment Global, and Ernestina Alandu, a co-founder and the country manager for the organization. You've been in Ghana for about 2 weeks now, Patricia, is that right?
3.
3 weeks now, wow. And I have no doubt you've been busy. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing to position She Empowerment Global.
Well, we actually started October the 8th, which is actually my birthday. And so we arrived on the 7th, but we hit the ground running from different organizations to the Beauticians Association, to the churches, all the way up to Leklebi. We've been traveling. So with that, I've really, truly enjoyed the welcome from the Ghanaian women as well as the men. And so it's made it so much easier to try and find how can we support. Because as we look at the different communities, we're seeing that all the needs are different.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they're all the same because of the poverty in Ghana amongst women. So I have enjoyed the complete journey for the past 3 weeks. And I look forward to taking a more deeper dive into developing the program.
Yes, as she said, the main purpose of this trip was to launch. But we cannot also launch a program such as this with a foreign partner who has no idea about the nitty-gritties of the Ghanaian women. And so, as she said, we actually developed a plan just to touch base with all kinds of women in different parts, in the churches, the Hairdressers and Beauticians Association, fashion industry, the churches, and then also we drifted away from the city and went to Leklebi in the Volta region, where we also had a deba with the Queen Mother and interacted with the women there. And we were able to confirm most of the data we had to inform us to start She Empowerment Global.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I know that you're a Christian organization. You're Christians. And they say God speaks resources into being. But how exactly are you funding She Empowerment Global?
Well, we have a lot of different streams of funding that support She Empowerment Global. A lot of those, since I've currently been in this sector for over 20 years, we've built a database that is currently helping with the funding. We have philanthropists as well. We have fundraising. And so we'll be very well equipped as we go forward to ensure that we have funding to take care of the women.
That's excellent. Listen, if you just joined us, we are talking to Patricia Williams and Ernestina Alandro. They're both from She Empowerment Global, which is an international NGO. Now, their whole focus is to help single mothers overcome poverty. All right, they're doing this across the country in a very meaningful way. Now, for those of you who have heard this and feel excited about it, let's find out how you can be a part of it. So why don't you tell us, how to reach you, your website, your social media handles, and so forth.
All right, so She Empowerment, our website, you can check us out on www.sheempowermentglobal.org. On LinkedIn, you can also see us at She Empowerment Global. She Empowerment Global. On YouTube, you can also find us at She Empowerment. That is capital S, She, capital E, Empowerment, capital G, Global. On TikTok, you can also see us at She_Global. And then on Instagram, you can also locate us as She Empowerment Global. And then you can also reach us on Facebook at She Empowerment Global.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, now we know what to do. So we certainly wish you the very best of luck with your mission in Ghana. Do you have a goal? How many mothers are you hoping that you'll be able to reach with your project?
Well, we would not want to put figures together for now, but our main focus is to touch the base with all the 16 regions of this country. But for now, we're going to run a pilot, and the pilot will be run in Accra. We are going to run the pilot, and this pilot is going to help us cross our T's, dot our I's, clean our books, all that before we roll out to the entire nation. So if you are listening to us, what I will encourage you to do is get yourself logged in or follow us on all our social media handles. You get constant updates about our activities there, so when we are coming to a region near you, and then you can also join in. Yes, so for now, that is what I can say.
Thank you. Final thoughts, Patricia?
I just want to encourage the women who are feeling less fortunate right now to really truly tune in to She Empowerment Global when you hear the name. We're here to help you change your mindset. We know that it has been difficult for women in Ghana, but we just want you to know that we're here for you, and we're here for the long run to make a difference in their lives.
That's encouraging, and I wish you the very, very best with your very noble mission. Patricia and Ernestina from She Empowerment Global, thank you both very much for your time with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, stay with us. There's more coming up after these.
with JJJ, but this is today is your birthday, DCOP Lydia Yakodonko. So this one says a 50 gun salute to DCOP Lydia Yakodonko. It's your 50th birthday to you, from all of us, including Celine Lajapo to you. And also today is the birthday of Tinkrine Sasu Alexander. Hey, Alex, you're old school, pal. Okay, that's how your wife put it.
My daughter Mauto Pipiche. Today is her birthday.
Okay, this one says it's Alexander Tinkrine Sasu's birthday, and so from your wife Christabel Sasu Tinkrine of Kokobod, she says they pray for long life and prosperity. May the Lord honor your steps to higher heights. And so, Alex, we'll meet on the other side.
Yes.
We'll continue the argument.
and Emmanuel Amu Jr. Yes. Yesterday was your birthday. Emmanuel Amu Jr. Kojo, you have birthdays to wish. Final moment.
No, I think we've done them all.
Okay.
We've already mentioned Ifua Mensah, who is very grateful that you guys remembered her on her birthday.
There's one that I'm saying ahead of tomorrow. Tomorrow is the birthday of Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, Justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Ghana. That is tomorrow.
Oh, my lady.
So I'm saying ahead of time.
Oh, my lady.
You mean Justice Henrietta Joy Mensah Bonsu.
Joy Abnanyako Mensah Bonsu.
Abnanyako Mensah Bonsu.
Yes. The people are saying the Wesley girls thing did not work, but I mean I'm not part of that conversation.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, no.
You are doing boys from the WhatsApp group. It means you are part of the conversation.
Prof is supporting Ogasco now. Green recognizes green.
Somebody will cry on Thursday. Here
before.
Oh, God is in control.
I've been here before.
Your videos trended before.
We've seen that.
Yes. It will trend again.
When you went to clean that thing, then the next time you were missing. We couldn't find you anywhere in this building.
Anyway,
you see, you will always notice that I make noise in advance. It's risky. It's risky, but I do it. I make noise in advance because that's the faith I have in the boys.
My brother.
Okay.
We already here.
Pardon, no.
Thursday will come. You don't worry.
And Keta school boys, they will do their
I'm supporting Keta school.
Well, they will beat Mfantsipim.
They'll beat St. Augustine's College and Mfantsipim. On that note, have a lovely day.
Thank you so much for listening. We're back tomorrow with more. My name is Koje Yanks and I'm the morning man.
Winston Amor.
Raymond.